Hi guys, here we are again. A random battle on Abbey. I'm in my AMX 50B platooned up with Hero in his T57 Heavy. We've been having a bit of a rough night of it so far, and to come up in auto-loaders against this many TDs didn't really thrill us. These boys can knock us out in a few hits, so we were a bit apprehensive about this game. It's not the most amazing game for either of us, but I've had this tank a little while now, and I just thought this was an okay one to put a replay up of. I've had some good games in it, but this one does go reasonably well. I've done more damage in it before, but not got as much experience, so let's see how this one goes. At the minute, Hero's just talking to me about the speed of this tank, and it is true that this tank is very fast. It does over 50 in a straight line, whereas the T57 was I think 30, he said. So it's quite a big difference. Decide to just peek tentatively around this corner. This is how an advance should work, where one guy's aiming, the next guy's push around and ahead, and get spotted. But we also have some intel on where some of their tanks are. We've got an IS-7 and one of the 183s. I didn't really want these IS-7s to pull this far forward. It's almost certain that that they've got a lot of tanks down there. IS-7s are going to start getting shot from the middle because they have a back chat up there at the very least, and I think they get some more tanks up there. These guys are going to start getting hit from the middle and haven't got the gun depression to be able to stop themselves getting hit from the bottom either. We're paper thin and just we're discussing, we could just rush in there to try and save the other tier 10s, share the damage out a little bit, but we've come to the decision what we would actually be doing would be suiciding. If we go out there, even if it's to try and help the IS-7s, we'll get pummeled and we'll die before then. IS-7's taking a bit of a hammering there. A lot of their tanks are still on full health, as you can see from this little mod. We've lost a scout tank, whereas we've lost 2 tier 10s. And another one. I can get some shots in here. 7, I can just see enough of his hull to be able to pump some shells in. Yeah. Call it 1300 damage done there by penning 3 shells. Fourth one just went a little bit high and glanced off his turret. The reload's around the 30-second mark. The Object 268 there has been advancing through the gap and is making it up towards our base. So I'll leave Hero to help fend the line here for a little while. Call it that I'll go back and help with this Object. And this is a bit unfortunate. That's 1 bounce, 2 bounce, 3 bounce, and finally a penetration. I was a bit annoyed about that because that cost me an ammo rack and leaving a tier 10 tank on 63 health when he should be dead. It also cost me 873 hit points. Now he's turned around now. I do try and line up a shot on him, but obviously I still had some way to go on a reload. The Batchat's ready for shooting though, so one hit and the kill shot. Hero was concentrating on something else there and gave me a nice ram in the track. That T-57's in World of Pain. He's not going to make it round. I decide to force a reload. We can see though there that there is now the enemy AMX 50B on E2, and they also have an IS-7 pushing around. The E4 and Hero are going to fend off the 50B, who's probably going to come around the top way. I decide to prepare for this IS-7 to come around. Bounce one, but then penetrate one, penetrate two, and bounce one. Time for another reload. Hero's on low health there, so takes the back line. We've got an Object 268 pushing around the low line. Oh, Hero just went a bit too far forwards there. I'll try and go for the headlight, but bounced too many shells, decided to just leave it, let the 268 come up behind him. Or the E4 can have him if he wants. 268 from behind. Nasty way to go. For some reason, I was getting called a retard for bouncing a shell off the front of an IS-7. I mean, an alternative for me to do there would have been to run around the back. You know, as he'd fired, I could have got around the side of him, but I didn't know where these TDs were at that point. You know, one of those could have been waiting for me, so a rush there would have been a bad move. Okay, here we go. That's the 183 down, 268. Nice. Time for another reload. They're down to one tank who's now trapped in the middle. We've started the cap. I've been detected, but it's not going to be a problem. I decided to try and reposition. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get another shot off this game. He's retreated down into a bit of a hole there. He's taken another hit for 805 from one of our 268s. He's totally pinned. 268 will be reloaded again in a second, and down he goes for the win. let's have a look at the results.
As you can see, this turned out to be a decent game. 103,000 credits, but that does include 40,000 that was the result of a special at the time. 3,212 experience. Moving on to the team positions, I managed to do 4,000, nearly 4,300 damage, generating over 1,000 base XP. The AMX 3090 had a great game there with 1118 and did a heck of a lot of damage for a tier 8 light tank. As you can see the results here, I did do a little bit of team damage from basically bumping into the back of people, but potential damage received 1700. That is actually the number of hit points that the AMX 50B has, so lucky to still be alive with that one. Fired 22 shots, hit 20, although sadly only penetrated 13 of them. Hope you enjoyed that one. See you next time, guys.